we had our debit and credit sides, right? And we already calculated our balance as per bank account, and it was a favorable balance, meaning it's on our debit side. So we had already debited our balance, and I think it was an amount of 51,300. Is it?
Yes. Yes.
And we had a credit outstanding deposit. So we had already credited one outstanding deposit, and the amount there was 43,000.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So we had already done, because remember we said that the first, we scratched out the first because we had it in our bank accounts, right? So what we did in our bank accounts, we scratch because we know that those don't come in my reconciliation. So we did the first one in my bank accounts, we did the third one, and we did the last one. So we know that we're not going to do those two. And then here we had already done our second one, and I think we are on the fourth one, which says that a check number 931 dated 18 September did not reflect on our bank statement. And this amount here is 4,800. So what do? We take that 4,800 and we debit it, right? Yes. So I'm going to have a debit balance here of 4,800. Now I was explaining that when it comes to our checks, you write this, right? You say debit outstanding checks there. And then underneath this, you say check number. And then you go back to your question and you see what's the check number. So our check number here is 931. And so you write that check number. So I'm going to say check number 931. And then if you have another check, let's go to, so we've already done this one here, 4, right? We've done with that. So we move over to 5. 5 says check number 936 dated 30 October did not reflect in my bank statement. So I check that check and I take it to my recon. And this amount here was 10,200. Did you guys see that? This amount was 10,200, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we take that amount, 10,200, and we put it underneath our 4,800. So it's going to be 10,200. But remember that here, and so it's going to be here. I just don't have enough space to write it for you and show you. So this information at the bottom here is going to be there, right? So you write your check number. It was 936. And then next to it, 10,200. That's where you debit your 4,800. Do you understand?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let's go to the next one. So the next one says that a check, oh, we just did that one. The next one says that a deposit dated 28 September did not reflect on our bank statement. So what are we going to do with that outstanding deposit?
We're going to credit.
Remember that when we do our reconciliation, what did we say? We said that my account becomes more on the credit side and less on the debit side. So if I deposit money in the bank, does it become more or less?
It becomes more.
It becomes more, right? So we're going to
Yes.
take that amount there. Sorry about that. We're going to take that amount there and take it under credit outstanding deposits, right? And the amount
Yes.
was 5,700. So we're going to write underneath there, 5,700. So with your credit outstanding deposits, you're going to do the same thing. But now remember that you don't have check numbers. You don't have this thing. You don't have it, but you still write them underneath one another. Does that make sense? So you're going to have your deposits underneath one another. So they're going to be there.
Yeah.
And then we carry on. Let's see if we have any other information left. So that's every information that we have, right? Now, oh no, you know what we forgot to do in the beginning? We forgot this part. We forgot to debit or credit our balance as per bank statement. So let's do that. So we go to this first point there and we see if it was a debit or balance, if it was a debit or credit balance. So we did this first one here when we're doing our bank account. So we look at the 17,600, which is the balance as per bank statement on the 30th of September. It says it was a favorable balance. So do you guys think we're going to debit it or credit it?
We're going to debit it.
Debit.
Is it debit or credit? We're going to credit it. No, we're going to credit it because remember, we are doing the recon. We're not doing our account. The first 60,000, that one, what did we do with that one? We debited this. Yes, because we were doing the bank account. But now we're doing the recon. Remember? Yes. And the bank reconciliation is the same as my bank statement. Right? So what I credit on my bank statement, I credit on my bank recon because it's more. Remember, we said that it becomes more on my credit side and less on my debit side. So we're going to take that 17,600 there and we're going to credit it. So it's going to be 17,600. And now you're done because I have all my, so I didn't have the errors. Do you see that? That in this activity, there were no errors. But remember that with my errors, if it says that like money was deposited incorrectly in my account, that means that I have to do what? I have to debit it because that means I have to take it out. But if money was not deposited in my account that was supposed to be, then I credit it because I have to make my account more. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So whenever you do your bank recon, start with these. Start with these on top. Put your minus above your debit and put your plus above your credit so that you remember that it becomes more on my credit side and less on my debit side. Are you guys with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now that means we're done. And then what do? You add, you find your totals. So you take your 4,800 plus my 10,200 plus my 51,300. And what do you get?
$66,100.
66,300. Yes. Okay. Now please calculate my credit side for me. What do you get?
66,300.
66,300. Now, because these two balance, you know that you are correct, right? So you must remember that this is supposed to balance every time. But if you're in your test and it doesn't balance and you're running out of time, don't spend time wasting time trying to make it balance. Move on. And then when you're done, go and see where you made your mistake.
Okay.
Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay. So let's let's get questions. Do you guys have any questions? Let's start there.
No.
No
No.
questions.
Yes.
Okay. So we're basically done for the day, but I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions and see if you guys understood what we're doing today. So let's say we have a check, an outstanding check. that appeared on my bank account but does not appear on my bank statement, where is it going to go?
Bank reconciliation.
On the debit or credit side?
The debit side.
The debit side. Why? Because
Because when it comes to the bank reconciliation statement, does it add?
it adds on my credit side, right? And it
Yes.
minuses on my debit side. Yes,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, another one. Let's say we have bank charges. Where's my bank charges going to go? They appear on my bank statement, but not in my journals. What do you guys think? Where am I going to take it?
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
Okay, I have bank charges that appear on my bank statement, but not in my journals.
Bank
Can you
charges.
guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so bank charges, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go in my bank account, right? So remember that we have two things. We have a recon whenever we're doing the bank reconciliation. We have a recon and my journals. My journals is my T account that we did in the beginning, remember?
Yes.
Yes. So whenever you see notes or whenever you see your additional information, what you first have to decide, like we did in the beginning, is whether it's going to my recon or whether it's going to my journal. That's the first step. So my bank charges, they appear on my bank statement. So if anything appears on my bank statement, then I know it does not go in my recon. It goes in my journals. So in my T account, right? But
Yes.
if it appears on my journals, meaning in my CPJ or my CRJ, but it's not on my bank statement, then I know that it goes in my recon, right?
Yes.
So whenever you have bank charges are on my bank statement. So I know my recon is okay. I don't have to do anything with it. Then I take it to my bank, right? And once I decide where it goes, I then have to decide which side it's on, whether it's on my debit or my credit side, right?
Yes.
So where do you think my bank charges are going to go? On my debit side or on my credit side?
Credit side.
On my credit side, because my bank is not like my recon. My bank becomes more on my debit side and less on my credit side. So that means that my bank charges make my bank account less. So I'm going to put it on my credit side. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's say we have a outstanding deposit that appears on my journals, but not on my bank statement. Where is it going to go?
It must be credited as an outstanding deposit.
Where? In my recon or journal?
In the reconciliation.
Yes, perfect. That's perfect. Let's say the bank made an error by depositing money into my account, which was supposed to go into someone else's account. Where am I going to take that?
Reconciliation.
In my debit or credit side?
Debit.
On my debit side. On my debit side. That is perfect. So I can see that you guys understand this. So that means that we are done for the day.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you. Wait, please don't leave yet. I think maybe Surprise wants to address you guys. I'm going to hand over to her.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. I think she's fine. Okay, then that means we're done for the day. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope it helped.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Bye. You
Bye.
guys must enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.